name's Camille. Welcome to Camille's Dishes. Today I'll be making lasagna from scratch, including the noodles and the sauce, so let's get cooking. So I have my pasta dough. It's now resting. I had a bit of an issue with the food processor. When I put the blade in, it didn't go down all the way, so I got stuck underneath, and that created a bit of an issue. I just scraped it all out and put it together by hand, add a lot more flour because the ratio was just off with what got stuck in the actual food processor, and I couldn't scrape all of it out. But I do have my dough now. It's very elastic, bounces back great. So we're gonna let this rest for a half hour and start the sauce. So now I'm gonna start by making my tomato sauce for the lasagna. And I have here a canister of tomatoes from our garden that are crushed and they've been frozen. So there. So now I'm going to chop this all up. I have my onions chopped. I have a little bit of oil in here. Toss these in. That's just one regular onion. Now I'll do my garlic. I like a lot of garlic, so this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is about 10 cloves of garlic. I have my garlic mince. I'm going to put it in with my onions that are just about translucent here. Alright, I'm going to put this up just a touch. Get this all stirred in. Take some wine here, red wine. I have some peppers here. Just gonna dice these up. Alright, so that wine is mostly cooked down. I'm now going to add my tomatoes. These are frozen that I made from my garden. I just cooked them all down. And here we go. Now I might need to add another can of just crushed tomatoes just to give it a thicker texture and just to add more volume depending on how much this actually gives me once it's all defrosted. So for my setup, what I have is, first of all, a tablecloth to protect the table, my pasta board, and before I got this just last year, so before I had this, I just would sanitize a part of the counter space to use. And that worked fine, but it's much easier, obviously, doing everything in a space that's this big. So the pasta board is really great for that. I have my tray where I'm going to put the pasta after I roll it and a towel to cover it. I have my pasta dough, of course. I have a bench scraper, and this also has measurements on it. So I have up to 5 inches to measure. And then I have a box with all of my pasta roller attachments. So today I just need the actual machine since I'm going to be making flat sheets. So when you put this on your table, I'm putting it this way here, so the clamp goes here and my handle goes here. Put this down to 1. So my clamp, I actually broke a piece of the handle off. So I'm going to use an additional clamp. Alright, so this is really sturdy now. I'm going to put some semolina down. Put some in my tray too. Alright, so now I'll take, stove is very wet. Cut this into fourths. Alright, so I've cut my dough into 4 pieces. I'm just going to take one piece. It's very sticky right now. Wrap those up. Just press this down. And my handle. Start going. So you want to encourage it to take on a rectangular shape. So far I've made the noodles and I have the sauce cooking. I did add another jar of tomatoes and a roux to thicken it up. So it's really nice. It's a good consistency. A little thin for what I want for lasagna. However, I think it'll be okay because the fresh noodles will absorb some of that liquid. Next, what I'm going to do is make the ricotta filling for lasagna. So this is a 15-ounce container of ricotta. Alright, so I have my ricotta open finally. My basil's in here. This was from my garden actually, and I just froze it. Pick some out of the freezer. I'm gonna add 1 egg. I'm gonna add some of this sea salt with fresh herbs, rosemary, garlic, sage, and black pepper. Just really simple. Few shakes of that, and I will add some Parmesan. I'm just gonna eyeball it there. Just toss them in. Okay, and so what I think that I forgot to mention is this is actually going to be an eggplant lasagna. So I had eggplant again from our garden. This is a very garden forward lasagna as well. And the eggplant, I had blanched it, sliced it, blanched it, and froze it. I used some of it the other day, and it's just something I wanted to get out of the freezer. So we've emptied quite a bit from the freezer today with this meal. So first I'm going to put a little bit of sauce in the bottom. Just take a scoop. So just take a little bit and we'll just spread this out. Alright, so I have my sauce. Now I'll go for the noodles. So I'm going to ladle some sauce. This sauce is a little bit chunkier, which is what you're going to get with a homemade sauce. I didn't puree or anything. And I also had some nice chunky peppers in there. garlic. And that's alright. You can do it however you want to do it. Cheese. And now I'm just going to layer this with the eggplant. It was frozen from our garden, so what I did was, once it defrosted a little bit and I separated it, I put it in the oven for probably like 40 minutes to help dry it out a little bit. The next day, yesterday when I was layering my lasagna, my memory card filled up when I was in the middle of it, and I finished it, but it just didn't get filmed. So I'm now ready to put my lasagna in the oven. It's going to go in at 375 for 30 minutes covered.